Hi, I'm David with Creative Gift Packaging, and today I'm going to show you how to put together a bunny rabbit wreath for Easter. I'm going to be using a bunny rabbit kit, and I'm going to put that aside. We're going to be using chevron and quatrefoil ribbon. You can pick different colors if you like. Use some glittered styrofoam Easter eggs, and I say styrofoam because they're soft. We'll be able to kind of skewer them on the ties. A burlap work frame, a burlap colored work frame, and poly jute mesh, which is a combination of poly and jute, obviously. So here's where we start. I'm going to fret this by frazzling the edges. To do that, in the process you get to make a mess. And you take the edge and the 4 or 5 threads that hold the edge together and pull those off. Just pull. Done. Flip it around. Do the other side. Just take the 4 or 5 threads that right there on the edge, and pull those off the roll. You can make some dust, but that's okay. All right. So then your poly burlap is frayed edge. Then we're going to cut pieces, which you can see on the cutting mat here should be about 18 inches, and you're going to need 18 of those to start with. It may take a few more. I'm kind of guesstimating. I know that there are 18 sets of ties on a frame, so we'll start with 18 and see if we need any more. I don't think we will. Wouldn't be the first time I've been wrong. So the next step is to prep your work creation wreath frame, and I do it by standing all the ties up and out. You've probably seen this a million times. If you've been doing deco mesh wreaths or have ever done a deco mesh wreath, this is what you want to make sure you have all your ties separated so you can find them and they're open and ready to work with. And so there you go. Should look like that. The next step is to ruffle, and we're going to put one piece of ruffled fringed burlap in each set of ties. So you pinch it, sort of walk your hands across it, straight in the center. Right. And so what you're doing is making that ruffled round, and then take that and put it right into a set of ties on the outside edge. On this wreath, I'm going to do the outside edge and then the center, and you'll see why when I'm done. It's basically because it covers better that way. So that's what they should look like going in. And you're going to create some extra threads. Just pick those off, or you can pick them off when you're done, when you finish the process. So and just walking it up the center of the poly jute, and next set of ties, and repeat. Alright, so that completes the outside edge. And for those of you who don't already know, you have 18 sets of ties on a wreath frame, 10 around the outside, 8 around the inside. That's on a standard 15-inch work creation pencil work frame. And you can keep picking edges off forever if you want to. So in the center, we have 8 sets of ties, which is why we cut 18 pieces, 10 around the outside, 8 around the inside. 18 pieces is all you really need. That is done. And that's the base and how the base should look when it's finished. So you can imagine at this point you could add whatever you like to it to finish it. If you wanted to do a primitive look with, you know, antlers or flannel shirt plaid kind of ribbons, all kind of options, things you can do. But this wreath's going to be an Easter wreath, and at some point the frayed loose edges stop coming off. You just have to look for them and pick them out as you go. So to establish our focal, I'm going to put the bunny's face at the top. So I'm just going to leave space for that right now. I'm going to say he's going on that right there, so I have an even set of ties on each side. I'm going to set him aside and get into the ribbon. Yes. So I'm going to cut the ribbon. On the ribbon, I'm going to make bows. The best way to make a bow like this is to flip the ribbon back and forth like this, and so we can measure that and see, and that comes out to about 24 30 inches, so about 30 inches overlap like this. So I know my tails are going to be nice and pinch it together. That actually looks better. So if you want to rewind up the ends, a little fishtail, I'll show you a quicker way to do that. And what I'm going to do is alternate pink and green, pink and green. So now, remember, this is where my bunny's face is going, so I'm just going to bend those down so I don't forget that. You just put the bow in and twist it into place and tweak it until it looks right. Right? Okay, so let's get this down to a process. So 30 inches of ribbon, 4 and 6 is 30, and then I'm going to need 9 pieces of pink and 8 pieces of green, because we're going to alternate pink and green, and we're leaving one out for the bunny's face. So I need 8 of these. If you fold it over and line up your ends, fold it in half, you've probably seen this a million times already too, and then just cut in the direction of the end. You make those nice little fishtail looking ends. Not only is it good looking, it stops the ribbon from fraying. If you just cut straight across, the ribbon will fray. You cut at an angle to the center, like that, it won't fray. So I'm going to go through and cut all of those. And when I'm doing something like this, I like to break it down into steps, because it's easier to teach, and it's easier to figure out if you need to copy it and do several of the same thing, same design. So we got all these ready to go, and side. And remember, here's what we're doing. Now, put the ribbon like this, and then just pinch it up in the middle. That makes your little bow embellishment, and put it in there. And we're going to alternate, so that's pretty easy to figure out. I'm leaving room for my bunny face to go right there. Now I'm going to round the outside edge, and I'm going to add a bow into each of the set of ties, the set of ties around the outside edge. So, last one. Alright, so that's how we look now. Isn't that pretty? I'm kind of happy with it myself. And of course, pick off the loose threads. We frayed it to give it texture and make it look kind of earthy and Eastery and basket-like, and it works really well, but you do produce some threads that continue to come out as you're working on it. Once you stop playing with it, it stops spraying so much, but nonetheless, then, so I was talking about going back through and fluffing everything and placing the little loops and tails so that's, well, so they're facing forward, or they look crisp. They don't look like they've been crushed and smashed, which you will do as you're putting it together, one on top of another. Kind of, it's just going to happen. Side edge. Get all of these right, and they'll look real good. Fluffed and tweaked, and we look like that. Okay, so now the embellishment, and I'm going to start with the bunny rabbit head, because he's going to be nestled right in there. And you can notice how cleverly I chose my color so I'd have a green bow between two pink bows, and it all looks like somebody really planned it out. So he's going there. Then we're going to have his paws, which clip on like here. We'll put one here, and we'll clip it to a tie instead of part of the bow. If you have something with clips, you want to clip it to one of the work ties. You clip it to a piece of ribbon. As soon as it gets touched, it's going to move or it's going to flop. And those are kind of springy, so they're good. And then the two little legs are going to be hanging out the bottom, so what I'll do is go in under this bow right here and clip this to the wire frame. So it's kind of sort of coming out like that. Get this around here where I can actually look at him. And again, same thing. Just clipping it to the wire in on the ring of the wreath. And then have our bunny rabbit wreath. Now I'm going to accent it just a little bit more with some Easter eggs, and you can get these glittered Easter eggs that are styrofoam. You see it's a little squishy. What you can do, and I've got some hot glue right here, is you can take a pair of scissors and just punch a little hole, and then you're going to put just a dab of hot glue on the hole. Doesn't take much. And then while that glue's hot, come to one of these ties and stick it and squeeze it up in there, and then you can scrunch that down and have an Easter egg in the middle of the bow, so you can add a little bit more color, a little bit more texture. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out where these are going to go. Okay, once again, turn it into a process. And now I don't have green one and the pink one, and the pink one and the green one, and then I'm going to do a purple one there. The purple one's going to go here, and then I think that needs to be orange. Right. So there are 12 eggs in a pack, and I'm putting them in the focal area so they stand out, and then the ones that are left, I'm going to do every other one. I'm just going to put them, I think, in the green bows around the edge, because it works out right, and quickly glue those in place. Now, to fix the bunny head in, I'm going to mess up right here. What I do is take that set of ties that's on top of, let me see, look, let me finish these eggs. I'm just making a mess. Okay. I'm liking this more and more as I go along. I like the idea of it to start with, but now that it's almost done, I'm really liking the wreath itself. So, where's the dim in, my yellow one? That's where the last one, that was the last one. Okay, there. Now, because they're glued to a wire, they can be adjusted and manipulated and placed just so. But here's what I want you to see up close. You can see those two ties, that's one set of ties, and what I've bent them back so they're flat, because I'm going to put a bead of hot glue right up the middle of each one. All right, get the ribbon out of the way. And then I'm going to place my bunny face right where he needs to be, and then from underneath I'm going to press let me turn this around where you can see what I'm doing. Press the ties against the back of the bunny face and just hold them there for 10 or 15 seconds till the glue sets up. You know it's not set up when it's still burning your fingers. So, looks pretty good. I'm going to position him back in place. Just secure that a little bit right there. And then, so what I did, I pulled another set of ties and twisted them to the hanger at the top of his head so he can't move around much. And put her in the right place. Pick off my last few little loose threads that I created there. And voila, there's your Easter Bunny wreath made with poly burlap and ribbon, Easter eggs, and a bunny wreath embellishment kit that you can get from us here at Creative Gift Packaging. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try to copy it. I'm sure you'll find it easy to do. Remember, you can rewind and stop and pause and follow along if you didn't get it the first time through. You're not alone. So get creative today. Thanks.